I finally decided to purchase the M1 MacBook Pro 13-inch. For those of you all who have been following my channel since 2018, you all know that my first tech and lifestyle videos were centered around my MacBook Pro experiences. The main reason was because, I love MacBook Pros. I used a MacBook Pro in college all the way through junior year, and then I used a MacBook Air senior year, and then for another few years I continued to use that Air, and then finally upgraded to a 13-inch MacBook Pro. But then I actually ended up switching to Windows because I was frustrated with Apple's lack of innovation when it came to reducing the amount of ports we have. I hated the keyboard, and then it just was not a powerful enough laptop to handle applications like Premiere Pro, which really just didn't make sense considering the premium price tag that MacBooks have. About a year and a half ago, I switched from Mac OS, which was kind of scary because I had zero experience with Windows, and I got the Dell XPS 15, which was an incredible device. The only thing that sucked was when I had a dual monitor display. Both monitors could not be 4K, which was really weird. Then Microsoft gifted me a Surface Book 3, and that has been my go-to for the past 6 months, and I really do love that device. However, macOS still has a significant portion of my heart. Give this video a thumbs up. It helps out with the algorithm, and I want to make sure that as many people as possible can watch my content. Also consider subscribing if you want to see more content like this. If you want to see more lifestyle micro content, follow me on Instagram at JossieLinJ. I've been waiting for Apple to release this 14-inch, this bezel-less 13-inch MacBook Pro. I guess it's just a pipe dream. So I decided to pull the trigger and get the M1 MacBook Pro 13-inch because who knows when Apple will release a bezel-less MacBook Pro. It's not like they really listen to us. I really do like the improvements that Apple made with macOS. And I think that was the thing that catapulted me from I'm still not that impressed with MacBook Pros camp to I definitely see me having a MacBook Pro within the future camp. They come out with a 14-inch bezel-less. I'm definitely copping. There's no question about it, but I just didn't want to wait, as I mentioned earlier, because who knows with the whole timing thing. But I do think macOS looks incredible. And as a front-end software engineer, there are things and nuances that operating system UIs have that I really appreciate and that I notice. Sometimes I'm a bit nitpicky when it comes to an operating system because of the nature of what I do on a day-to-day basis with building UIs. So that's why I actually do really like the new MacBook Pro, especially coupled with the new Mac OS. Since I'm very much invested in the Apple ecosystem, using the M1 MacBook Pro with the Big Sur operating system, it felt very familiar. It didn't feel new, it didn't feel difficult, because that's one of the main reasons why I have an Apple Watch and AirPods and an iPhone, is because of the simplicity. So bringing those UI features from a mobile device to a laptop is just genius to me. I also find that certain apps are easier to use with MacBooks, especially entertainment apps and some design apps. I also really want to do mobile development. I'm a big fan of mobile development, specifically native mobile development, and didn't like the limitations I had using Windows when it came to mobile development. Now, I know some of you all who have Windows laptops are like, oh, you can just program with a JavaScript library that will allow you to build a progressive web app. Timeout. I don't want to do that. I do that on a day-to-day basis at work, but when it comes to mobile development, I want to do native iOS development. That's where the passion lies. And at least with MacBook Pros, I can use Android Studio to build Android apps. I'll never do that. But if I wanted to, I could. I also can obviously build native iOS apps. And of course, I can build progressive web applications using React, Vue, or Angular. No more butterfly keyboard. Thank you, Jesus. That keyboard sucked. And the fact that they kept making laptops with the butterfly keyboard, but they finally fixed it and they gave us a scissor-like keyboard that is similar to the keyboards that came with the pre-2016 MacBook Pros that everyone loved. Another reason why I got a MacBook Pro, it's just that trust factor that, look, when I open up this device, it's gonna work. I'm not gonna have to install any drivers. If I forget to make an update, my Bluetooth is not gonna just stop working, which is just ridiculous. But that's not gonna happen with this laptop. And that takes me back to being in college and not having a lot of money to like spend, or any money to spend on fixing a laptop. When it comes to first impressions, the first impression was that, man, this is easy to use. And I'm telling you, when I use MacBook Pros, the ones between 2016 and early 2020 or the end of 2019, they all had something that was frustrating. Whether it was the touch bar locking up, the butterfly keyboard that just didn't feel like a natural typing experience. The Retina display also looks incredible. The colors are very accurate and vibrant thanks to the P3 wide color. I also have enjoyed the True Tone technology that matches the white balance and color temperature of the environment around me. I think since I'm very familiar with iOS, using this laptop felt familiar and as an extension of the iPhone I already use every day. Now, the webcam, it still sucks, which is, it's okay, it's whatever. I definitely recommend getting a webcam that you can just mount on top of your laptop or monitor, because most laptops webcams aren't good. I started downloading a few creative apps and productivity apps, and the installation and download times for most of the apps were extremely fast. I also have really enjoyed Touch ID. This feature responds instantly. I also enjoy using Touch ID for unlocking my screen, passwords, payments, amongst other things this secure feature offers. Now, I know Apple is historically known for bringing features that were already in Android phones and Windows devices later, but when they introduce those features, they work seamlessly and they're not very buggy. I've used laptops that have Touch ID that just never work, but this Touch ID works. And that's just an example of, hey, Apple's gonna give you something and it's gonna work, and you don't have to do any debugging to figure out how it's supposed to work or to fix it. Apple is a brand I love. I know a lot of you all never thought I got rid of my MacBook because you would see me post pictures using the MacBook Pro, or you'd see it like in my videos or like on Instagram stories. And that was just a work laptop that the company I previously worked at gave me. It was a 15-inch and it sucked. I also think that Apple products just have the best accessories dedicated to them. It's like a Jeep Wrangler. Like the third-party accessories and things that you can add to it to make it better, it's just unmatched, you know? They have the market. Am I gonna switch from Windows to Mac OS? I'm not really sure. I know I'm playing it safe and kind of straddling the fence when it comes to choosing my main laptop, but I really like using the Surface Book 3, but I'm pretty confident that I'm gonna start falling back in love with Mac OS, especially as developers continue to improve applications that were built for Mac's M1 chip. And then, like I said earlier, if they come out with a bezel-less version of the 13-inch and it's like a 14-inch, I can definitely see me making the switch. With that being said, that concludes this video. Thank you all so much for watching it to the end. Be sure to give it a thumbs up. Comment down below some of your thoughts about the new Mac OS M1 chip laptops. You got the new Mac Mini and then the recent iMac that they released. As always, have a blessed rest of your week. I will see you all soon. Peace.